ANIS Mehmeti is the latest player to leave Bristol City. He has gone to Ipswich just now. We'll talk about it in this video, and it also, I think, brings in a sort of wider point that's coming in about the club at the moment. We'll talk about it all in this video. Well, there we have it then. He's gone. Our best attacker, I think, undoubtedly this season. He's gone to Ipswich. If you were looking at some of the reports that are going around on Twitter, up until very, very recently, like the last few days by the sounds of it, we were still talking to him about re-signing a contract with Bristol City. And then, as I understand it, Ipswich came in and it's all happened pretty quickly. 3 million quid we get is the reported fee from Sky Sports. I mean, all things considered, 6 months left on a deal. 3 million quid for him is a good wedge of money. I think the negotiation in that specific isolated zone is good. It's good money. I think some fans are obviously rightly upset that he's gone to what they consider to be a rival. For me, based on how they performed in the week and how they're doing this season, I think Ipswich are operating. They're in a different sort of sphere to Bristol City, really. And personally, who can blame ANIS, right? I'd probably put Ipswich not nailed on to get promoted, but they're sort of 80-90%, I think, quite likely. I think they'll probably finish in the top two this season. So he's got a real chance there from making the move of getting Premier League football, right? But this move is crazy. It just leads us on to a wider point that I think is happening around the football club at the moment. Whether or not there'll be an official communication about it, we'll see. But yeah, we'll talk about that now. I feel like I'm just featuring tweets in these videos, but I think it's the best way to just describe what's happening, really. A bit of text and me talking on camera. If you want to see different kinds of stuff, let me know, but I think it's the best way to go. I'm going to use a tweet here from my mate, his name's Dave Tovey. He's on the Forever Bristol City podcast that I go on now and then. Knows his stuff about Bristol City, and as always, I would say very balanced and positive where he possibly can. And I think it shows what's happening at the club, really. You know, setting the plan for promotion, if there was one in July. I wonder how many in the room had sell half the squad in January on the list of must-do moves, right? I think whatever plan there was in the summer for this squad has probably gone totally out of the window, right? Yeah. At the bottom there, you can see his tweet from Chaps as well. Leads me on to my sort of wider point, you know. Let's hope we get more than 2.5 million for Viner if he goes. That was reportedly, I think, the highest bid we got from him that was sort of publicly reported that we say no to. But it does appear that there is a plan. Obviously not been communicated. You're trying to have to read between the lines, I think, as a fan to see what is going on. I try to make light of it a little bit, but my personal opinion, I think the club is going through, in terms of its playing squad, the great reset. You know, I'm not going to go into the tinfoil hat conspiracies you see there below, but I really do think the club is in a real time of transition now. Perhaps some were maybe expecting it to happen in the summer, but I think that's already kicked off in January, right? And it's more than just, you know, ANIS leaving now. I think it sets the stall for Viner to go. I think we had good information in videos and from Shags yesterday suggesting that Viner probably goes this window as well. Then you're looking at Jason Knight and McCrory into their final years as well. We obviously got the 11 million quid for Semenyo. Haven't seen any of that, of course, being spent in January. Is that being kept aside to be spent on this reset of the squad, right? And I can only see that as being the case. You know, with all the departures that we've had, O'Leary, Roberts, Cornick, Bell's going to go, I imagine. There's probably other names. There's somebody gone out, you forget who's gone. I really do think we're in the time of a great reset of the squad, and it's all gone a bit mad, hasn't it? It's the old adage, really. Every plan is right until you get punched in the face, I guess. And, well, we haven't necessarily had that at the club, but, I mean, tell me, everything you've ever planned in your own life, right? How many times does a long-term plan actually ever come out the way you want it to, right? Yeah, what a crazy situation at the moment. And all you can hope for, I think, as a fan, you know, whether we get playoffs or not this season, I think it's totally in the air now with the players that the players that have gone and ANIS leaving now, and so far not getting anyone. It's totally up in the air, I think, as to whether we get playoffs. You know, the question is, how much of this money is going to get spent, and who do we spend it on? I think that's probably a good point to end the video on, isn't it? Who do we spend the money on? And, well, I guess first of all, do you think we'll spend the money? And second of all, who do we spend the money on? Yeah, what a crazy couple of days in this season for the club. I guess we're meant to get a Struber press conference today, so I guess all ears to see what he has to say on that. If you don't laugh, you cry, right? So I'm saying all this, it's gone crazy, hasn't it? Let's be honest. We just need to get some players in now. That's my opinion. I've said it, I've said it in as many videos as I can that I believe we now need to sign some players, and we definitely have some money. It's undeniable that we've got some money now to do that. So if you've got any targets, players you'd like to see come in for Mehmeti, then I'd be interested to hear it. I do wonder, in Struber's system, right? I think his ideal football, he actually plays with two strikers. I think that's his most used system. I think we played this sort of 3-4-2-1 formation because of the players that he's had, limiting the formations that he could play. I actually have a feeling that Mehmeti's replacement could be a forward. I'll leave a link actually in the description. I did a tweet. I asked Bristol City FM and Fevs on Twitter, two accounts that I respect who have good footballing opinions, what they would do with the Mehmeti money and how they would potentially replace him. So I'll leave that in the description for you to check out. Wow, what a couple of days in Bristol City. It's lucky I don't work Friday afternoons, isn't it? So I could get this video out. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a like rating. Let me know in the comments what you make of all of this going on at the moment. It's wild, isn't it? I'm just trying to laugh rather than cry. And I'll see you in the next video.